Hi everybody, Amy Rich here with amyrich.net. I have got a project for you today using the In the Moment stamp set from the January to June mini catalog 2022. And this particular stamp set was given to me free by Stampin' Up for attending an event. And I was excited to get it because it's something a little bit outside of my normal comfort zone. And I am going to use these beautiful colors right here. So I've got some basic black using the Hippo and Friends dies in the annual catalog. And then I've also got the In Color Designer Series paper stack, and I'm using the Misty Moonlight color for this one. And then a piece of white as well. So there are a lot of different pieces here that we're going to talk about. The first of which is our card base, which is cut at 7 3/4 the length, and then 5 1/2 height. And then I scored it at 4 1/4 inches. So then I'm going to fold that. So you've got a short front side, which kind of has been one of the things that I've been doing quite a bit lately is the short front type of a card. Then I've got a piece of 1 1/4 by 5 1/2 basic black, and I scored it at 2 inches. And then I'm going to fold that, and I'm going to put some adhesive on that shorter folded section. And this is then going to go into the inside of my card, adhesive side down, a little up from halfway. So I'm going to stick that down right here. Make sure that's adhered. And this is becoming my flap for my fun fold. So then on the inside, I'm next going to take a piece of white that is cut 4 by 5 1/4. So this is basic white. And I'm just going to adhere that over my tab so that it covers up any ugly areas there. And so now we've got this really cute fun fold that we're going to embellish. So let's go to the front of this card now, where I'm going to put this piece of Misty Moonlight Designer Series paper. I am so sad to see Misty Moonlight go, along with the other in colors that are retiring now, but I have some time to use some of those pieces up yet. So this piece is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, and that fits nicely on this front panel. And then we're going to open that up one more time and add a strip of 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that's going to go right over here on the right hand side of the white, so that when this card is closed, you've got your Designer Series paper continuing here on this end. So then we're going to shut that down, and eventually we're going to add this piece here. So let's take this black piece, and we are going to take our girl who's drinking a glass of wine. She's a lady after my own heart. And we're going to ink her up with some Versamark ink and stamp that onto my label. Then I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper and cover her with white embossing powder. Beautiful. Then taking our heat tool, we're going to heat that to emboss. Now, after it's allowed to sit for just a couple of seconds, I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Blends, and here's where I'm going to color my image, but instead of coloring inside the lines, I'm actually going to color on the lines. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Grabbing my soft suede Stampin' Blends, now I'm going to add color to that white embossed line. I'm going to color the table then with this dark soft suede Stampin' Blend. Next, let's do her dress. I've decided for this part, I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And I have chosen to use the dark Stampin' Blend for each of the things that I'm going to color on this image. That's a belt. Maybe I'll go over that with a different color. But for now, let's just do the dress. And what I have discovered is, even though I colored the belt a little bit, I'm going to try the other end here. Even though I colored the belt, there we go. I knew there was more color in there somewhere. I'll be able to go over that belt with a different color when I'm done. Much better. I was looking for that darker color, so there we go. Now for the belt, let's take some Blackberry Bliss. And then we'll also use the Blackberry Bliss for the hat. So I'll color that. And what's great about Stampin' Blends is they kind of act like a permanent marker when it's on something shiny like this. So you can go ahead and feel like you can confidently have color added here that's not gonna wipe off with your finger. Next up, I'm gonna do her hair, and she's gonna be a golden blondie with Daffodil Delight ink. I just think that's a nice pop of color on her hair. Then let's go in with our crumb cake, and that's what color her skin will be. Again, we'll switch to that back side to hopefully get a little better color. We'll add a little gray for the glass. And for our feathered friends up above. Finally, I love me some red wine, so let's add that cherry cobbler color to the glass. So pretty, isn't it? Now we'll add that to our flap here. So I'm going to add dimensionals here along the arm of the flap. Black dimensionals probably would have been a good idea. I've been horrendous at pulling those out at the right time. And then we'll add, we'll add our colored image. And then let's add a little bit of cotton ribbon. This comes from our On the Horizon suite in the JJ22 mini catalog. And then, of course, a sentiment is also a good idea. So I'm going to grab, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. Love that. And then I'm just going to color the word relax using our Misty Moonlight Stampin' Write marker. Now don't forget, you don't want to be using your Stampin' Blends directly onto the stamp, because remember, it works as a permanent marker and you don't want that to stay permanent. You want it to go onto your paper. So then I'm going to stamp Relax onto my paper and use my double oval punch to punch that out. We'll add a dimensional or two to that before adhering it to the card. And I will just let that go off the edge a little bit so that it hangs there and provides a little bit of extra interest. Super cute card and actually not very difficult. So I hope you enjoyed that little technique with the white embossing powder and the Stampin' Blends. I would love to see you give this a try and share your ideas with me. I always love to see how my projects have inspired you. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you next time.